Elaine here from MRE Studio Designs, and today we're going to try a new pendant. It's going to be the first time I'm doing this, so you'll be doing it right along with me. So we're going to be using the Sculpey Premo Clay today, and we have silver and we have black, and I have a combination of the magenta pearl and the cayenne, which came out to this color here. I have a couple of stamps I'm going to use. Of course, my roller, blades, craft knife, other tools, cutter, and I have a stone that I made out of some scraps that I had before. In fact, I have a lot of stones I made out of scraps before, but anyway, we're using this one. And my tile. So let me get things ready, and I will be right back. We're going to start with the base, and what I want for the base is a line texture. And I have this, which I got from Home Depot. It's basically just a threaded rod, and they come in all different sizes and lengths, but this was the one that I liked, so I got this one. And we're going to just roll it across, make some nice lines. And that's done. I think what I want with this is a long base, but not too wide. So let me get my cutter, my blade, and we're going to make a straight line this way. Take that off. Straight line this way. Take that off. Turn this around. The line's going horizontally. I want it that wide. Probably not. A little bit thinner. Maybe like that. So that's going to be the base for our pendant. I'm going to take this off. Just leave this on the side for now. So, for the base of my stone, we're going to put it on the black, so we're going to burnish this a bit. Don't like that yet. Okay, so we're going to use this stone, and I need a base for it. I think this is going to be big enough. I'll just cut that out. And that's going to be part of our base right there. Just clean that up a little bit. So I've now did this on a, don't need all of that, number 3 on my pasta machine. I'm going to cut a little strip around it so we can put this on around the stone to hold it in place. Make sure that's right up against it so it holds it in place. Today I'm using the red, black, and silver because red, black, and silver are my absolute favorite colors together. Do it. It's pretty even. Get my knife. Straight edge. Okay, so we got a little bit of red here. And we're going to put that around this way. And again, we're going to smooth that. Just like that. And then bring the whole thing together. I think it needs some texture this way. Okay, so we're just going to make some texture on this all over. I think I want a little bit of texture on the red as well. So I think we're just going to do this. And you could do whatever you want. You could leave it plain. You can use a different kind of texture. Yeah. That's part one. Let's see how this is going to work now. I think I need to straighten that out a little bit. Okay, let's see how this is going to go on there. I need it to be a little narrower. Maybe about like that. Let's try it now. Yeah, I like that better. we're going to add more components to it. I always add more components. So that's that. And I think we're going to pop this in the oven just so I don't mess it up. And then we will add some more pieces. Okay, so I decided before I put it in the oven, I want to put a little bit of silver on it. So I got some of my silver here. I don't want a lot. I just want to put just a touch on here. Just to give it a little something. Kind of bring it all together too. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to throw it in the oven and I will be right back. Okay, so there's the piece out of the oven. And while we're waiting for that to cool off, because it's still pretty warm, we'll go on to the next part, which I have these two pieces of black rolled out on the number 3 on my machine, I believe. And I want them to be textured with 2 different textures. So I have these 2 textures here, and both of them are from Cool Tools, and I'll leave the link on the bottom. So we're going to do one. We're just going to stamp that as best we can. I like their stamps because they're quite deep, most of them anyway. Some of them are not, but at least they mark them when they're not. That's the one. And that's the other one. I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back. So I want these to go on each side of this, but not as a full circle. So the first thing we need to do is cut a couple of circles out. Put that on the side for now. Okay, so this is fairly cool. So now for these, I want one on the top here, one on the bottom here, but I only want them as half circles. So we're going to cut them. I think this one I'll cut right here. Oops. Put that up where you can see it. Cut that right there. And that will go on the side there. And then this one, we'll cut it in half. And this will go on the side on the bottom. So put the one on the top and one on the bottom, just like that. Okay, get rid of these. I think we're going to need to put some red on these. So just a little bit, just for kind of tying things together. And we're just going to put a little bit on the top, just like that. That's enough. All right. Okay, so we're going to need to put some bacon bond on this so that it sticks right here. I'm doing that. And on the other side. Okay. My tile over here. So this is going to go right up against this here. And this one goes right up against here, just like that. Well, I think we're going to stick this in the oven for a little bit to get it to stick together, and then we'll decide what to do with it. I'll be right back. Here is our piece out of the oven. Still needs a backing on it and a bail, so I'm going to put a backing on it. So I rolled out some silver clay on a number 3 on my pasta machine. First of all, we better put some baking bond on there. And just spread that around. You don't need a whole lot, just enough for it to stick. There we go. And I'll set that down, just like that. I'll just cut that out as best we can. Make sure that it's flat on the back. We don't want any air bubbles. Now we have to decide how we want it to hang. So, let's see. I think we'll just have it hang straight up and down. So we'll put a bail in there. Just like so. Bring up all the edges. Just like so. I need to cut the excess off. Take a little fiddling with the textured parts. We just don't want to leave any gaps. Smooth it out. You can take your time and really get it as good as you can. And then as soon as we're done with this, we're going to put it in the oven for its last bake. And that's going to be at 275 for a full half hour. Then all needs to be done is resined. It'll be all finished. There. Get these out of the way. For the back, I like to give it a brushed look. I don't do a lot of textures, different textures for my backs. I just like to give it a brushed look. So I just take the little metal brush and do some cross diagonal lines, one going one way and then the other way. Also gets rid of any fingerprints. And do the same thing going opposite direction. There we go. And for the last part, a little logo to put on there. And again, we're going to need a little bit of Bacon Bond. Some Bacon Bond on there and put it right down on the bottom there. Make sure it's nice and secure. Okay, so this is going to go in the oven at 275 for a full half hour. Then when it cuts out, I'll resin it and I will be back. So here's the completed piece. It's not resined yet. We're going to do that in a minute. I just wanted to show it to you. And let me get my resin pad out. We're going to do the back first. No, I think we'll do the front first. A little flatter. Dropping things everywhere. And I use a brush because I feel like I have more control with a brush. And I could just spread it where I want it to go. And I don't put a real thick layer on these. There's not, you know, like I do on a cabochon, but just enough. And of course, we don't want any bubbles. So we are going to use our little torch and watch all the bubbles pop. Now I don't want it to spill before we get over there, so I do a little 10-second with my hand light first. Helps if it's turned on, doesn't it? And I have a UV lamp that is LED because I found that the ones with the bulbs in it don't last very long. But this one also stays on for a full ½ hour, which is fabulous because then I know it's definitely cured and definitely done. So I just slide this over onto here. And I also like the fact that it's got a little door on it, so I don't have to see the light. Okay, so that's in the UV lamp now, and I will be back when it's done. So here is the completed piece. It's resined on the front and the back. All done. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please like, share, and subscribe, and we shall see you next time. Thank you.